Hello beings, welcome to the experience. My name is Flamino, and today I'm going to show you what it was like to spend 24 hours following the orders of an artificial intelligence. I'm going to kindly ask you to give this video a like to support my work. I'll be really happy, and comment Pocahontas here in the comments. It'll be a very relevant comment, okay? I had this idea because recently I've been studying AI a lot lately in general. There are even some projects for the channel involving AI. And I thought about that. I said, man, I'm using them so much that soon AI will be bossing me around. Then a light bulb went off and I said, what if artificial intelligence tells me what to do for 24 hours? So what was my plan for this video? I thought, okay, I'm going to ask an AI, specifically ChatGPT, which is the most common and easiest to access, to create my daily routine. I'm going to ask what I should do today and see what happens. And seriously, I had no idea what would be suggested. I just went up to the computer, typed what I should do today, and a list of things I should do started to appear. From what I could tell, ChatGPT was giving suggestions of activities we can do during the day. It didn't exactly create a scheduled plan for me to follow during the day, like at this time you'll do this, at that time you'll do that. It was more like, look, you can do this. It wasn't telling me to do it. And then, alright, I started my little list of tasks for the day, just like he suggested, and I realized that my meals weren't included in that day's schedule. So I thought, okay, let's do my diet then. I already have an idea of my diet when it comes to macros, you know, the amount of protein I need to consume daily, the amount of calories. So I already had that information and I provided the more specific details, like by looking up a breakfast idea. And adapt it to the diet I already have, so I don't stray too much. Well guys, one really crazy thing about this meal I'm going to make here, which ChatGPT created, is that there's a video here on my channel called Protocolo de Oco. It was a video where I spent 30 days doing something called Protocolo de Oco, and this was the first meal. The only difference here is that this shake won't have maca root. But I have to admit to you guys that I chose this meal among the ones he offered me. Because you don't have to prepare much, you know, you don't have to cook, and I find cooking really boring. Actually, in this video, I won't have many options. I'll have to make the lunch he tells me to. Damn, I don't remember how many spoons of oats. Let me check. There's no oats. I don't know what it is. I'm so used to making this shake with oats that I thought there would be oats. In my mind, I read it as having oats, but there are no oats. Growth items. If anyone's interested, I have a coupon Flamino. Peanut butter from Growth. Now mix like this for about 25 minutes until the spoon comes out clean. Okay, it's a spoonful of this here, but I'm gonna put just a little bit, which is equivalent to a spoonful. Done. I'm gonna drink it right here from the blender because that way I don't dirty any dishes. It's tasty. It's just that, in my opinion, I prefer the breakfast I make 1,000,000 times over. It has about the same amount of calories and protein, right? That's why I specified it there in the EPT chat. But mine is better because mine was designed by a nutritionist based on the things I like to eat. So, I don't just have one breakfast either. My nutritionist, she makes breakfast options that I like to eat. I ask her like, hey, give me a breakfast substitute with the same macronutrients, but it's tasty. But a little coffee, will it really make a difference? Hey man, can I add a little coffee? It's 0 calories, right? Let me take a look. Haha. It says, tea or coffee without sugar to go with it. I'm going to make some coffee. Let me finish this real quick. Hey, what's up? I used breakfast as my pre-workout and I said, okay, now I'm going to work out and I want the EPT chat to create my workout too. I asked it for a shoulder workout and I admit that I didn't like it. Wow, I really didn't like the shoulder workout at all because like those basic exercises work, but I thought it made the workout way too long. I don't like doing a workout that's too long with too many exercises. I prefer to do a shorter workout and focus more on heavier weights. I don't know if you noticed, but the same clothes I woke up in were the ones I wore to work out, and then they're the same clothes I'm going to wear for the rest of the day's activities. I pretty much wear the same clothes for everything. Insider is my favorite clothing brand. It's basic, it's easy to match with anything. Insider's fabric specifically is a fabric you can use for any kind of situation because it's comfortable. You can work out with it because it's odor resistant. It's not thermal, it's thermoregulating. It doesn't wrinkle, so I can sleep in it, wake up, and it won't be wrinkled. I can go out wearing it. This t-shirt is like a life hack. You buy one and you use it for everything. Now they've even released the pants too. In another video I said these are the best pants I've ever worn. They're great. I wish I could show how stretchy this fabric is. It's really good, man. If you're interested, I have a discount code. Flamino12, go ahead and have a blast. But it was just to emphasize that I'm not going to change clothes for the rest of the day. For those who don't know, I always order lunch through iFood. I don't like cooking at all. And nowadays I have the option to always have lunch and dinner by ordering from iFood, especially because I'm in Sao Paulo and it's really cheap here. You order a lunchbox from Pop Vegan Food, it's 16 reais. So I pay a little more so I don't have to cook. I think that's really worth it. So I asked ChatGPT what to have for lunch. It gave me 3 lunch options. They were actually pretty good suggestions. As always, it included tofu in there. And since I had already bought tofu, I said, man, I'm going to pick tofu to make the most of it and spend the day eating tofu, right? I was almost absolutely sure that for the next meals it would suggest something with tofu too. So I went to cook my lunch. Man, cooking is so boring. The act of cooking itself is already boring. And after cooking, you still end up with a bunch of dirty dishes. And it's kind of unfair because I spend, 45 minutes cooking. And then when it's time to eat, I finish my plate in 6 minutes if I'm exaggerating, you know? It's really unbalanced, but I admit my lunch turned out tasty. I like the suggestion that ChatGPT gave. And let's move on to the next part of the routine. On this day, I woke up a little late, and my activities took longer to do because I had to record everything I was doing. So, if I was gonna have lunch, I had to record lunch from more than one angle. You never see the behind the scenes side, right? Recording everything I do is a lot of work and takes a lot of time. Sometimes the take is bad, so I have to redo it. So, it took me a while to get things done, and when I got back from the gym, it was already pretty late, right? Then I called a friend of mine who's living in Rio de Janeiro, and he came here to Sao Paulo. I said, man, come have some coffee at my place, right? So we can see each other and all that. And on ChatGPT, it suggested I socialize, right? That I do this kind of thing, meet up with a friend and all that, so I invited him to have some coffee here at my place. I found my afternoon coffee more interesting than lunch. Even though lunch turned out really good and nutritious, I usually like afternoon coffee more. I went to look at my to-do list and I noticed a problem, right? Because ChatGPT suggested a lot of activities for me. So I couldn't finish the things on my to-do list. I had to work and everything. And it seems like artificial intelligence thinks we're lazy or something, I don't know. He didn't set aside a specific period like work. During this time of day, you work, and I have work to do, right? And he asked me to do some reading. And I already had something to read, and I managed to do 2 activities at once. Learning something new and reading. There will be a video here on the channel about Dungeons & Dragons, about tabletop RPG, and I'll be the game master. It's gonna be a really cool, well-produced video. And I have to read the Dungeon Master's Guide, right? From Dungeons & Dragons to learn how to run the game properly, and wow, it's going to be an awesome video, and what a book. I'm really excited for this video. It'll be a while before you can watch it, so stay tuned. I did my reading, it was already nighttime. I also saw there that I had to do a good deed, like something related to charity. So I made a donation to Catland, which is a cat guy organization that I already support. So it's kind of normal for me, right, donating money to them. Ideally, what I think would be really interesting for the video would be for me to go to the non-profit and do volunteer work there. Like helping with cleaning, helping to brush the cats with everything they need. They always need volunteers there. But I didn't have time in my day, you know? I had a lot of things to do, I had to record. The non-profit isn't that close to my house. So, I didn't have time. Oh, that's right, I was almost forgetting to mention it. I had some entertainment time there too. He also asked me to watch a series or something like that. And I'm doing a 30-day challenge watching K-dramas. In this case, I was watching My Name. That's pretty interesting, you know? Then it was already late at night and it was dinner time. I asked for another meal suggestion from ChatGPT. I had to cook again. And here I am again cooking. Really boring. More tofu. Ooh. Seasoned the way I want, because it didn't say I had to season it in a specific way, so I seasoned it the way I wanted, with smoked paprika, black salt, and nutritional yeast. And here, some sautéed vegetables. A good dinner. Very good. The tofu is very good. You know what this is? 1 hour of work, a plate of food, 2 hours of work, 2 plates of food, and it was already getting late. And I asked ChatGPT for a sleep routine. A routine to improve my night's sleep. I wanted to know what it would recommend to me. I thought the recommendations were very weak, like they're obvious. So I put the phone down. It's not a good idea to look at your phone before sleeping. I did the Wim Hof method, including meditation. I avoided a heavy meal and didn't drink much water before bed. Very simple. Wesley gives much better recommendations. That guy is a genius at this. In my opinion, artificial intelligence replacing all human jobs isn't as close as people think, at least not in the very short term. I don't believe it. So, for some things I think we're still needed, especially creative processes. We need the human touch. Even though he uses artificial intelligence to help him at work, there will still be things that I think are irreplaceable. Well, that's it for this video. If you like this video, leave a like. What do you think I should have asked ChatGPT to adjust in my day that I didn't ask for? Leave a comment below. And leave video suggestions, okay? I always check the list here, especially 24-hour videos. Help me out with 24-hour experiment ideas because they really help me stay consistent on the channel. Leave a like to support my work and see you in the next experiment. Paying for iFood is really worth it. At least about 65% of this wouldn't be here if ChatGPT didn't make me cook.